So, um, welcome to the BeamCast, uh, my solo podcast. We'll have guests on here and all that, obviously, in future episodes. But most of the time it will be just me. It'll be just me talking about a bunch of stuff. I got some topics to talk about. Yeah, welcome to the BeamCast. We're finally starting this. My goal is one episode per month for this. Maybe two, but I'm gonna keep it at one for now. But yeah, let's see how I enjoy this podcast format where I ramble on about certain subjects that I enjoy that I want to talk about. Why did I make this podcast though? That's the first topic I got up here. Why did I make this podcast? So, I made this podcast because while commentary videos are fun, for me they take a while just because I gotta get the gameplay, edit the gameplay, take the audio out of the gameplay. It's a very big editing process. Like for me, I enjoy editing, but I also procrastinate with it because it takes so much time. That's why the Puerto Rico vlog isn't out, because I have over 100 clips and I haven't even touched the editing process. Like I got them all on my computer, from my phone to my computer. I haven't even touched the editing process because I know it's going to take so damn long. But I made this podcast basically because commentary videos, while fun and easy to make, it's also very time consuming for me, just because, I don't want to get the gameplay, transfer the gameplay to my PC, cut the audio out from the gameplay, record audio on whatever subject I want to talk about, and the thing is, for a commentary video, you kind of got to keep pumping them out, every time you see something new to talk about, right? And I'm not like that. As you guys know, my YouTube channel is more of a everything kind of channel, right? I kind of just do everything, mainly gaming, So, yeah, like, I don't want to be just pumping out a ton of commentary videos over and over. Last time I did was when Kanye fucking lost his damn mind. Um, and I rarely do commentary videos just because, like, while I enjoy them, I don't want to be a commentary YouTuber. It's kind of like why I stopped doing reactions recently. They will come back eventually, but I want to do other things with my content, right? So I decided to make this podcast because it's a way to get my thoughts out on stuff without feeling like I am bum rushed to do so in its own video. It also allows me to talk about other things that I normally wouldn't make videos on, and it just allows me to discuss things with you guys without feeling drained. You know what I mean? I feel like in a long format like this, I'm going to be able to do such a thing. That's why I made this podcast, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully for me, it's going to be audio only. I'm never going to have a setup specifically for the podcast, but I hope you guys do enjoy the podcast. I feel like it's going to be a YouTube only thing. I can try to get it on Spotify at some point. I don't know. I'm a big fucking procrastinator. I mean, I got to get 4 credits done by May 24th if I want to walk for my graduation. So I'm hella behind in school, but that's a whole different story. Not even gonna talk about that. I'm gonna leave that to the music, which you can find in the link in the description, including my other socials, and they're on the screens too. My music channel, my Twitter, and my Instagram, and there's a Discord in the server, by the way. There, boom, plug, right? But yeah, no, that's why I made this podcast. I want to be able to talk about things, with my fans, right? I mean, I don't have a ton of fans, but I want to be able to talk about things like that, just so I can ramble. Will I discuss politics sometimes? Yes. I don't like discussing politics, but the type of politics I'll be discussing, right? Like, to me, it's stupid that they are political in the first place. Like, but sadly, there's bad people out here. Like, there's people out here trying to take trans people's rights away, which is just horrible. Like, yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm gonna be coming from a more liberal point of view. I'm not necessarily like super liberal, right? But I'm still a liberal. You know what I mean? I'm definitely on the left of the political spectrum. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna be like going in here like, oh, like talking about the army. I'm mainly gonna be talking about, rights and stuff, other simple shit, right? And just break stuff down. But that will be a very once in a every now and then type of discussion. It definitely won't be in this podcast. I'm not gonna dive in too deep into political stuff in this specific episode, because it's the first episode. Who wants to listen to me ramble on about politics on the first episode, right? Yeah, no, that's why I made this podcast. See, this is what I like. I like to be able to filter out my thoughts, right? Just ramble, and I hope you guys will enjoy my rambliness. But yeah, that's why I made the podcast. So let's get into the next subject here, which is anime. As you guys might know, I'm a fucking weeb. All right, my most viewed video on my channel is about my favorite anime, Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions. Why it should get a third season or another movie, right? But not like from the fan perspective. I mean, yes, from the fan perspective, but I'm giving business reasons why in that video. The last anime related video I posted, let me see, I'm scrolling through my channel right now. Last anime related video I posted was a long time ago. Holy. Was my first anime review over a year ago in 2021. I need to do more of those. I have finished Komi as it stands right now, so I should definitely do an anime review of Komi when I get the chance. I am currently. I should probably do an anime review of Kiss X Sis because I finished that. Kanojo Mo Kanonjo, or Girlfriend. I'm currently watching that. When that's done, I might do a review on that. As you can tell, I kind of like romance animes. I mean, Yusuga no Sora, if just watch to get my opinions on that. Watch that video to get my opinions on that. I don't love the anime by any means. That's a spoiler for that. But I want to start getting back more into anime. I got a lot of anime on my plan to watch. I'm not asking for any recommendations or anything. I'm a big romance anime nerd. I got a bunch of romance and also not romance anime on my watch list on my Mal account, or my anime list account, right? And like I've spent 25 days of my life basically watching anime, apparently, according to my anime list from what I've recorded down. And I want to get back into anime because because the thing is, while I'm a big anime fan, I rarely watch animes these days because I'm so focused on YouTube, school, my life. I'm turning 18. That's why a lot of these, like this year, videos have been slow, because I was going through a lot of stuff. That's what the music's for. If you want to check out the music, again, check out the music. I trigger warning. I do talk about like stuff like depression and suicide in my music. Anyways, off the music, but like, back in like 2021, while it wasn't the greatest year for the world for me personally, it was a decent year. It wasn't anything great, right? It wasn't a great year for me or anything, but it was a decent year, and that's because I kind of like chilled to myself. You know what I mean? Like, I had my homies. I was working on music. Doing my thing, right? But like, I just chilled by myself. I got really into anime, watched a ton of anime that year, and then after that year, I kind of slowed down on the anime, and I want to get back into the anime. Basically, I'm saying I want to become a loner again. You know what I mean? Because I can genuinely kind of be content with my life in that mind state. You know what I mean? As I have a lot of mental health issues in my head. But hey, we pushed through. I want to give y'all, though, my top 10 animes as it currently stands, right? Now, keep in mind, I'm not a big action anime nerd. Like, I haven't seen Attack on Titan, haven't seen and don't wish to see, My Hero Academia. I don't wish to see Attack on Titan either. Like, I don't like... action anime just doesn't interest me too much, right? I've seen some. I got some on my watch list. Like, I got Hunter x Hunter on my watch list. I'm still watching Naruto Shippuden. I still have to finish Shippuden. I've completed 332 episodes out of 500 on that. I don't skip filler, by the way. To me, that's part of the anime experience. So keep that in mind, right? And I think let me pull up my list, because I'm a fucking nerd. So I like have a list on my phone. What the let me see. I gotta pull it up. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Top 10 animes. Okay. I only have finished anime on this list, so keep that in mind. And it's like chock full of romance stuff. Chock full of Kyoto Animation stuff because I'm a big Kyoto Animations fan. Yeah, let's go through it. I feel like y'all might roast me for some of these takes, especially for number 8 because I know a lot of people don't like what I have, the anime for what I have here on number 8, but I genuinely really fucking love that anime. We'll go from 10 to 1, all right? So at number 10, I got Komi Can't Communicate. That's kind of like a spoiler for when I do my review on that. I really love the anime. I'm not even going to get too deep into it. I want to save it for the review. But I really love it. The first season was awesome. It was funny, set up the characters well. In the second season, the characters were really cool. And it kind of furthered that romance between Komi and Tandano, right? His name's Tandano, right? Let me look this up. Komi Can't Communicate. Yeah, it's Tandano. Hito Tandano. We'll just call him Tandano, right? So I really enjoyed it. It was a great anime, great experience. I can't wait for season 3. I hope we get season 3 because I would love to see this romance continue between Komi and Tandano. It's very wholesome, very sweet. I do have one nitpick, and it's the green-haired girl. What's her name? I don't like. What the? Where? She's not on here. There's a side character in the game. Not in the game. There's a side character in the anime that I don't like. She acts like a dog. It's weird. But that's all I'm gonna give y'all for this because I want to say I'll go more thorough in the review. At number 9, I have Konosuba, but specifically the movie. The first 2 seasons are dope, but they don't crack my top 10, right? I do love the first 2 seasons, though. Don't get me wrong, right? But the movie was just on a whole nother level for me. I really loved the movie. I really liked the story. I really liked the comedy in it. It was really funny, and I kind of liked the side romance of Megumin and Kazuma. Right, and I'm assuming they will 100% continue in this upcoming 3rd season they have for the anime. Really good anime. All right, number 9. I got Darling in the Franxx. All right, listen. All right. I love Darling in the Franxx. I love 02. I love the romance that's built. It's full of emotion for me, right? I know a lot of people don't like the ending, but for me, the ending wasn't too confusing as I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense, right? You know what I mean? But I understand why people wouldn't like the ending, and the ending definitely could have been better, but I personally liked the ending, you know what I mean? And it made sense to me, to an extent. But I really liked the romance between 02 and Hiro, right? His name was Hiro, right? Let me check. It was 02 and Hiro. Yeah, Hiro. Ichigo. Ichigo is cool, I guess. But I really liked Darling in the Franxx. It was an amazing anime. The fight scenes were cool. The romance was awesome. It was a really dope anime. I really enjoyed it. But I know that's a hot take. At number 7. All right, I'm about to expose myself here. At number 7, I got Monster Musume. I don't really have to explain. If you know, you know. And for me, I really enjoyed it just because it was funny, right? Like, obviously, haha, it's ecchi. It's an ecchi anime, so there's that, right? I'm not gonna act like I didn't enjoy that. I did enjoy that. You know what I mean? But I really liked it for the comedy. I thought it was pretty funny. Although I feel like it will definitely fall on my list as I watch more anime. You know what I mean? Number 6. This one's an underrated pick in my opinion. A Lull in the Sea. A Lull in the Sea is oh my god, it's so good. It's a romance anime, but like it's not even the fact that it's just a romance anime. Like I really like how they tackled the romance for the characters, right? But like because they don't get with who they initially liked, but it doesn't confuse you. You know what I mean? Right? Like if you think about it a little bit, it makes a lot of sense. And I really like the concept of like sea like humans that live in the sea and humans that live on land. It's so dope to me, right? It's such a goated anime. It's such an amazing concept, so underrated. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It made me cry. I love it. On number 5, though, I got the quintessential quintuplets. As you know, this anime finished last year. Last year with the movie. It had season 1, season 2, and and not season 3. The movie, really good. My favorite's Miku. Shut the fuck up. But it was really dope, and I like how this wasn't a traditional harem, right? Like most traditional harems they're also kind of ecchi, you know what I mean? And while quintessential quintuplets is classified as an ecchi, it's not like an ecchi anime, you know what I mean? Like Monster Musume is, right? It's really dope to see how all the sisters get close to the guy, Futuro, and you can see as like, and I really like how they're all competing for the same guy, but all trying to stick together as sisters, and it conveys the emotion of how difficult it is to be like, you know, we might be competing for somebody here, but I still got your back. You know what I mean? Like it was very well crafted. The ending was really dope in my opinion. I think it was even though actually no, let me not say that. I'm not gonna spoil the ending, but I thought the ending was cool. I do like the fact that there is a definitive winner in the end. So he doesn't. It's not like just like, oh, who did he choose? No, he did choose, and you do get to see that in the movie. And yeah, no, I think it's really well crafted, and it's funny, but it's got its real emotional beats. It's got its fucked up parts too, where you're just like, yo, like Ichika, goddamn, what the fuck? But it shows like how different people tackle this type of thing. You know what I mean? Where they know they're in competition with other people and they're trying to get to that. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's really well done. All right. Number 4 though. All right. In fact, my entire top 4 is Kyoto Animation's anime. Number 4 is Clannad After Story. Not Clannad. Clannad's dope, right? Like and while I know Clannad After Story is still Clannad, right? I'm considering him separate here because Clannad was really good. Don't get me wrong, but like it's not as good as After Story is, right? But as a whole, Clannad is the anime that's made me cry the most, like 5 times throughout the entire story. It is so fucking sad, but it's so beautiful. The art style was weird at first, but you adjust to it, and it's a very beautiful anime. The story is really beautiful, right? But it's so damn sad. It's if you watch this anime, make sure you got some tissues. Be ready to cry. It's such a beautiful anime. And then when you get to After Story, oh, you bet, man, waterworks the entire time. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's just, but it's so good. And then like there's even a fantasy part to it, right? Like a fantasy bit to it, and you're like trying to understand it the entire time, right? And then when you do understand it, it's like, because like they tell you, right? And it's just like, whoa, that's great. It just hits on a whole nother level. It's like, damn, it's fucking amazing, right? It's like, this is like cream of the crop romance animes. All right, watch Clannad. Then you have K-On. K-on's just a fun little musical comedy for like, it's like a girl band and whatnot. It is really good. It's very funny. It's very cute, very wholesome. Um, you know, it can be funny at times. I genuinely, unironically like the music they do make in the show, and stuff. It's really good. I thought the movie was awesome. Um, and it's just it's basically just seeing a music friend group of girls with like that have like their own like little band going on. Just it's like their adventure. I think it's really done well. It's a nice, very simple anime, but it's also just really good at what it does, and I really enjoyed it. Made me smile, um, and it was really dope. Number two though, I have a silent voice. It's a movie, but my god, it's gonna punch you in the fucking gut. Like, bro, a silent voice is it's sad, man. Um, if you do watch it, trigger warning, it does deal with themes of suicide. Um, but it's so good, bro. It's a romance, right? Um, or at least heavy romantic undertones, and it just makes you cry because like the main girl, the heroine, and the heroess and the hero, or however you say that, right? The main girl and um the main guy, like they've gone through a lot of shit, you know what I mean? And it's just cool to kind of see them come together at the end and whatnot. It's just, man, it that made me cry. It makes me cry still when I watch it. And I've watched it like 3 times, right? I can't bring myself to watch it again, because I watched it once, then I watched it 2 more times to show other people, and it made me cry each time. It's a beautiful anime, but damn, it's gonna punch you in the fucking gut, man. And then at number one, I have Love, Chunibyo, and Other Illusions. Love, Chunibyo, and Other Illusions, while a rom com, isn't a standard rom com that's just like, oh, here's the romance and here's aha funny jokes, right? Those are cool or whatnot, but those don't normally get above a 7 for me, right? For example, My Girlfriend Is a Show Bitch. Um, that got a 6 out of 10 for me, right? It was just, you know. But Love, Chunibyo, and Other Illusions, for me, it's my number one for a few reasons, right? One, um, one, uh, it was like my first proper anime that wasn't a movie that I knew was an anime when I first got into anime. Because like I had seen Beyblade and Pokemon, but I thought those were cartoons at the time. Then I learned they were anime, right? So Chunibyo was my first anime that I watched that wasn't a movie that I knew was an anime, right? And it was just an awesome experience watching the show, right? Then on top of that, Rika's great. Rika's fucking cute. Rika's my number one waifu. Da 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 da. Right, but it's it actually has emotional beats. Like when you learn of Rika's backstory and why she like does Chinibio, it's really sad. It like gets to you. And then there's the emotional time where Yuta is going to get Rika like on his bike and stuff, and like they come together and it's just like damn. And then when Rika gives up Shinibio for a bit, you can kind of tell she's just not happy. You know what I mean? And that's like a fuck up on Yuta's part, but it kind of like shows like, okay, a relationship's gonna have its struggles. The OVAs are great, the OVAs. The first one, that one's kind of funny. The second one though, it shows like, okay, not every relationship's perfect because Rika and Yuta get into an argument. You know what I mean, right? You're always gonna have those things. It just hits emotional beats while also being badass with like the cool fight scenes. But then you like see the behind how the fight scenes are actually going, and that's kind of funny, right? And then the romance is really good. The movie was great. I like the fact that they did share a kiss. You know, in that, right? Um, so it's so good, man. It's such a good anime. I fucking love this anime to death. It hits emotional beats. It hits funny beats. It hits, neutral beats. It's got it all for me, right? And I absolutely love it. And yeah, I got a bit of, fucking biased because it was like my first, but I don't care. It's absolutely amazing and deserving of this rating, in my opinion. So that's my top 10 animes. I think it's really cool that I just wanted to share that with y'all. So we got our next topic. Yeah, we got 5 more topics. The next topic is the NFL draft. If you don't know, I'm a big football guy. I'm a big sports guy in general, but mostly American football. But the NFL draft, man, that was crazy. Now, if you don't know, I'm a Cowboys fan. We had a solid draft. We didn't go too crazy, but we had a solid draft. I'm very happy with our first pick, not only because he's a good player, but also because I'm a Michigan fan. So it's dope to see a Michigan player go to the Dallas Cowboys in the first round. But man, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm pissed because the Eagles had one hell of a draft. They was out here getting all them Georgia players, and pun intended, them straight dogs. Like, they're badasses. You know what I mean? So like, the NFL draft was crazy. You know, the Eagles had an amazing draft. The Chiefs did pretty good. It was crazy to see Will Levis drop to the second round, but to the Titans. I thought he was going to go to the Titans, but at number 11. But instead, they got old boy from Northwestern, the linebacker, and then they got Will Levis, which is that was really dope because they got an O-line need and they got Will Levis, and that was just really dope. It was cool to see obviously Bryce Young went number 1 to the Panthers. The Houston Texans surprised me. I didn't think they were going to trade up to number 3 to get Will Anderson Jr. after they already picked at number 2 to get CJ Stroud. It was crazy. The Lions. So here's my thing, right? The Lions had actually a very decent draft if you look at it, but they had a goofy first pick at number 12 with the running back from Alabama, right? Because the thing was, right, if you were going to go running back, like he's not first round talent, you know what I mean? And if you were going to go running back the entire time, you should have just gotten, fucking Robinson, right? But, Atlanta scooped him up from 8 after Detroit traded out a 6, right? But what I think happened is that wasn't Detroit's original plan. I think Detroit wanted Witherspoon, but Seattle grabbed him first, right? And then that fucked up their whole draft plan, right? And then they kind of just like, all right, let's just get a running back here and we can trade this guy for some draft capital. And they fucking trade Swift to the damn Eagles. Like, fuck, man. You could have traded him to anybody else. Yeah, no, the Eagles finessed like crazy. But the Lions had a pretty decent draft, but I think their whole draft game plan got fucked once Seattle picked Witherspoon. I'm not going to go too deep into this draft, though. But, yeah, those are, like, some takes I got on the draft that I thought would be pretty cool to talk about. All right, Pokemon games, though. As if y'all remember, I used to be known as Legendary Trainer Angel. I was going to be a PokeTuber, but that didn't really work. I was mostly a vlog YouTuber during that era because I didn't really have the devices to record Pokemon content. And I kind of still don't. I don't have, like, a capture card or anything on my Switch, right? But I could, like, do ROMs and ROM hacks and shit like that. But I kind of don't because while Pokemon content's dope, you know what I mean? I don't want to be a PokeTuber. I'm kind of happy doing just whatever, right? Will I do Pokemon content in the future? Yeah, most definitely. Like, I just, I don't really care to, like, do gaming videos on Pokemon, you know what I mean? Because those take a long time to do, right? So, but I want to talk about some games. Scarlet and Violet, obviously, because they're the newest ones. And then ROM hack that's been blowing up recently called Infinite Fusion. So Scarlet and Violet. Here's my thing with Scarlet and Violet. Obviously, they were released in a pretty state. But for me, I didn't have too many performance issues other than FPS drops, right? And those got fixed. Well, not completely, right? But, like, for me, myself, my player character, those got fixed, right? because especially around the lake area where I had the most trouble. Um, and you know, outside of that, the game was really good. The story's fucking amazing. I'm not about to spoil it because I know my friend Platinum hasn't finished the story yet. Um, but the story was great. I love the Pokemon design in the game. I love the gameplay, right? You know, is it perfect? No, right? It's not my I will put it as the second best Pokemon games though. I'm not going to hold you, right? Because while I really like Platinum, I personally I feel like I would enjoy these games more than Platinum, right? Legends Arceus is still number 1 though. But yeah, no. Scarlet and Violet was really good story, really good Pokemon design. Um, Graphically, it's not the best game, but me personally, I don't give a fuck about graphics. Okay, I'm tired of motherfuckers giving so much damn shit about graphics. Like, obviously, could they be better? Yeah, and I'm not, dismissing that criticism, but a lot of people act like graphics is the most important part of games nowadays. But no, but like if you're gonna act like that, then I guess Mario 64 is a garbage game. Mario 64, objectively speaking, has bad graphics, right? But no, it's a fucking classic, an all-time game, and a lot of people are like, well, it was a different time, and I'm just like, it doesn't matter if it's a different time. The reason the game's loved is not because of how it looks. The reason the game is loved is because how it plays, right? And Pokemon doesn't need insanely realistic graphics. If it had insanely realistic graphics, it would look bad because it's meant to be cartoony. You know what I mean? Could the graphics be better? Yes, I'm not denying that. But like a lot of people act like it should be hyper realistic, and I'm just like, no, it doesn't need to be. And what's more important is the gameplay and the story of these games, because that's ultimately what you should be buying Pokemon games for, not fucking graphics. You know what I mean? Um, but long story short, I really enjoyed Scarlet and Violet. Amazing games. If you're wondering, my main version was Violet. I actually prefer Koraidon over Miraidon, but I picked Violet because I fucking love Cerulege. And I still love Miraidon. Like, this was the first time I struggled picking between a main version, because I normally pick based off the legendary. This is the first time I struggled picking a main version, but based off the legendary. So I actually ended up picking based off a different Pokemon that was exclusive to the game. Again, Cerulege being exclusive in Violet. But I really love these games. They were dope. My team was Skeledirge, Garganacl, Glamora, Bramblegast, Cerulege, and then what was my last Pokemon? Baxcalibur. Just really dope designs across the board. I loved the Dunsparce because Dunsparce was a meme Pokemon, and a lot of people were disappointed in the evolution simply because they thought we were gonna get one of those fan-made ones, but that was stupid, right? Dunsparce, like Dunsparce's whole thing is rare but unimpressive. Like that's its whole gimmick, right? It's harder to find, but it's not really the most impressive of Pokemon, right? So I love how they doubled down on the fucking meme, right? Because it's such a good and natural evolution for Dunsparce, right? And they even made it special with like the whole 3-segment thing and 2-segment thing. So, I think while you can probably complain about the Dunsparce not being too impressive, it's not supposed to be. Dunsparce in general was just a fucking meme Pokemon. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I look at it, and I love the Dunsparce. And he was on my team for a while, but not too long. Not like on the final team or anything. But Infinite Fusion, okay? Infinite Fusion is so cool. I've been playing the game. I'm in like the Rocket Basin Celadon, right before the fourth gym, right? It's cool how they changed up the Kanto region to make it still feel fresh, but it's still Kanto. And I like how you do get to fuse the Pokemon, some custom, some not. Hopefully eventually all the sprites in the game will be custom eventually. But it's such a cool game. It's so dope. I am playing the game unrandomized, and I definitely while I'm still enjoying it, you know, I definitely feel like the way to play the game is randomized because you can get cooler fusions earlier. Um, so yeah, no, Infinite Fusion, absolute banger of a game. My only complaint is I wish the DNA splicers weren't one use and you had to buy them every time. I did hear from Platt that you can get one in Cinnabar that's infinite. But I kind of just wish it was like that the entire time. You know what I mean? Um, it would be pretty cool if it was. Um, but it's really dope. I like a lot of the fusions you can get. I like the fact that there's a lot of Pokemon available. You can go to Johto in the game and the Sevi Islands. Like, it's a big game. And it's just really cool. Um, awesome. I like how some of the fusions are like references to stuff. I heard Whimsicott and Infernape fusion is a One Piece spoiler. I don't really care for One Piece. Um, but sorry, but you know it's really cool. It's such a dope concept. Um, but yeah, those are my thoughts on those games. Like I think they're all really dope games. Next up, we have on the topics here, streaming. If you know anything about me, I don't really. I stream, but I don't stream too often. I'm not a streamer. I don't stream on Twitch. I have Twitch, but I barely watch Twitch. Right, I only have it for like a couple of streamers that I watch. Right, mainly Iron Mouse, to be real with you. Um, but I don't stream too often. And that's just because streaming for me takes a lot out of me. Like every time I'm done streaming, I want to fucking go to sleep. You know what I mean? Um, I do need to do more Minecraft streams. I definitely do need to do that. Um, I haven't done a stream in 2 months, but I just don't stream too often just because I don't enjoy it as much as making videos, and it personally takes a lot out of me. Right? It makes me exhausted every time after I'm done. So yeah, that's very simple. Why do I not stream on Twitch though? Their policies are just. I hate doing this, but Twitch is low key kind of fucking sexist. Right? Like y'all, there was like, bro, how is Alinity still on the platform? How did Alinity do all that shit and only get a 3-day ban? But then like Tfue got banned because his shirt was off. But now you allow hot tub streams. How did Kaisen, Kaisena, or however you say his name, how did Kai get banned for sexual content, which, from my understanding, wasn't even insanely sexual? But again, you have a whole fucking category called hot tub streams, which its whole fucking purpose for the streamers in hot tub streams is that they are in a hot tub and sexualizing their bodies for money, which, by the way, go for it. I don't have a problem with that, right? I just wish the policies on Twitch were equally enforced. And personally, I just don't care too much to stream on Twitch. From my knowledge, it's a lot harder to grow on Twitch than it is on YouTube. And, the layout to me is just not as clean and friendly for me, So I just prefer streaming on YouTube. But yeah, that's the thing with streaming. Kick, I know a lot of people see a lot of potential in Kick. I don't think Kick's going to go far as long as they're, the man of the platform at the moment is Aiden fucking Ross. I used to like Aiden Ross, but bro's fall off is insane. Bro sniffed Andrew Tate's chair and then immediately just went off the damn wall, just being insanely hateful to a bunch of groups of people for no fucking reason. Out here false copyright claiming fucking YouTubers' videos and shit, which is just fucking scummy as a content creator. Fuck you, Aiden. All right. It's just horrible. He's a horrible piece of shit now. So I don't think Kick's gonna go far as long as he's like the man of the platform and they just keep allowing him to spread hateful bullshit. Bro said kill all trans people one time. Like it's fucking crazy. He's fucking nuts. So yeah, I don't see Kick going too far. Yandere Simulator though. Why am I inconsistent with what was arguably my most popular series? In fact, let's see. Let's see. What is the when is the last time I posted a Yandere Sim video? I only have 6 of them. September 7th, 2021. I haven't posted one in over a year. Okay.
Waiting 3 hours.
Oh shoot! Didn't mean for that. My fault. Let me just lower that desktop audio for y'all, so you don't hear me like clicking on anything, like here whatever I click. But I'm inconsistent with it because one, it's not a finished game. Yeah, Yandere Dev's taking a sweet time finishing it. It's not a finished game. It's annoying to update every time because instead of actually getting to update, you have to uninstall it and reinstall it. It's so annoying. A big issue I have with the game is there's no fucking sound. Like there's no audio. Like change, right? So like the music in the front lobby is always so loud, and I always try to do my intros there when I just need to stop doing that because the music's so fucking loud, right? The main reason I got the mic that I got was for Yandere Simulator because the music in that is just so goddamn loud, but he's not adding a fucking music sounds, sound effects, audio, and all that. Like you can't change any of that, right? It's all the same audio, right? And he definitely needs to add that. It's just a quality of life feature thing. And 2, I'm not really good at the game. It's a game I can be inconsistent with because I'm not good at the game, but also because it's not a finished game, right? Because my biggest problem with series is I'm very inconsistent with them. But Yandere Simulator, I feel like I have an excuse for simply just because it's not finished and I'm not good at the game, It's fun, but it's also like hard and complicated and everything like that. And I just don't feel like sitting here for like 10 hours and trying to record like a 30-50 minute video. You know what I mean? Trying to be actually, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I don't do Yandere Simulator too much these days. You feel me? I do want to do another Yandere Sim video for y'all this year, but no promises. No fucking promises. All right. Another thing people be talking about though is the MCU. A lot of people will be saying the MCU fell off. I hard disagree. I thought Phase 4 was pretty good. Phase 4 does have its bad apples, right? I didn't care for what the fuck is that movie called? What the fuck is the movie called? What the fuck is the movie called? It starts with an E. MCU Phase 4 movies. Let's see. Fucking Eternals. I didn't care for Eternals. I didn't even watch Eternals. I know a lot of people fucking hated it. But if we go through it, Black Widow, I thought Black Widow was pretty decent. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, fucking phenomenal movie. Absolutely fucking slap silly. Go crazy. Eternals, I did not care for. No Way Home is literally one of the best movies ever made. Absolutely amazing movie. A lot of people are like, oh, it's carried by nostalgia. Congratulations. You missed the whole fucking plot of the movie. You missed the main character's whole fucking development. You know what I mean? That's just like calling Spider-Verse a fucking cameo fest. It's not. You know what I mean? Right? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I actually didn't see this movie. I heard it was disappointing. Thor Love and Thunder, I also heard the same thing. I heard it was disappointing. Wakanda Forever, I heard was fucking fantastic, but I still have not yet to see it, right? Television series. I heard WandaVision was amazing. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, really good. Loki season 1 was amazing. What If, I didn't watch What If, but, I heard it was really good. It looks pretty decent. Hawkeye, I heard was decent. Moon Knight is fucking fantastic, amazing. The best show they put out. Moon Knight, magnifico. All right. Then you got Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel, awesome. Magnifico, okay? They're amazing. Absolute amazing shows. I Am Groot, I know that doesn't really matter too much in the whole MCU lore, so I didn't watch that. Then She-Hulk. She-Hulk was a show obviously made to troll the fans. Objectively, it's bad, but for what it goes for, it's good. But it's not the greatest. It's again, objectively, it's bad, right? But I didn't, I enjoyed the show, And then Werewolf by Night, I heard was really fucking good. So I thought Phase 4 was actually pretty good. It's not like the best thing ever, but to say like it fell off and is only producing trash now is insane. I do think they should take more time to do the Multiverse Saga, because if y'all saw, they want to be done with the Multiverse Saga by like fucking 2026, and that's just insane to me. Take your time, you know what I mean? Goddamn. But I definitely feel like Phase 4 gets overhated. I think Phase 4 is pretty decent for a Marvel phase, right? You know, and I definitely feel like it's more of a setup phase, kind of like how Phase 2 was to Phase 3, right? I feel like it's more of a setup phase for the other phases down the line. That's my overall opinion. I'm very excited for Phase 5. I want to see Quantumania and all that. Other movies I'm excited for, I want to see the Mario movie. I actually, unironically, I'm excited for the Barbie movie, and I'm so excited for the Transformers movies, but those aren't MCU related. But you know, I'm really hyped for this next section of the MCU, and I think Phase 4 gets overhated. Phase 3 obviously was fantastic. Phase 2 was good. Phase 1 was good. All that jazz. I can't wait to see more Moon Knight. Moon Knight's amazing. To me, Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight is like on the level of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool casting. Like, it's just so perfect that like I don't think anyone else could do the role. You know what I mean? It's just so good. But yeah, that's everything. That's the first episode of the podcast. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Episode 2, hopefully in June. There we can go more in depth and other topics. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this podcast. It's my first time doing something like this, where it's by myself. Not my first time doing a podcast, right? But my first time doing a podcast was with my homie Aureum with the Midwest podcast. But that fell through after 2 episodes, and it wasn't the greatest thing. So I hope this can, I'm going to try to sustain this for longer. And I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, we will continue the podcast in the next episode. So yeah, peace out, guys.